Cat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. I hope you're all doing really well, and I hope you're in the mood for some big books, because that's what I've got for you today. It's the Beefcake Challenge that was created by Al over at Big Al Does BookTube, and I saw this over on Elaine's channel, Cobalt Dragon. If you're not already, go check them out because you are missing out. So, there will be an honorable mention in here because one of the books that I'm going to be trying to read is not released yet, but I looked at the page count and it counts for as far as I'm concerned. So it's a little short one. It's only 6 prompts. I cannot find my measuring tape for one of the prompts, so we're just gonna guess it. And this is only my physical TBR. We're not talking ebooks because otherwise I'd be counting Count of Monte Cristo, as is over 1,300 pages. If anyone doesn't count that as a chunkster, do you need some help? So, what are the 10 biggest books on your TBR for the next year? I am not going to try to lift them because that stack will not show on the screen, and I'm going to drop it as it is much bigger than I am. We're going to start with The Bourne Identity. It looks like a small book. I mean, look at that. That's barely like an inch. But it is over 500 pages. And look at that. There are very small margins. Like, I'm having to crack my spine to get in there. And it looks like it was written on somebody's typewriter with very small typewriter print. Which makes sense when you realize that this book initially came out in 1980. It is older than I am. So, I thought this was going to be my second book of the year. It was going to be a fast read. It's an action novel that a really cool movie series is based off of. I'm 6 days in and only halfway in. It is not very fast. We have Clive Cussler's The Flood. That was, a little over or under 700 pages. I did the count and calculated them, and now I've forgotten what's what. And Noah, don't get me. These are almost exclusively used. Yeah, actually, every single one of these I bought used. Most of them at a thrift store in New Mexico for about a quarter, so it's not my fault. What happens to them from here might be, but this is not my fault. And then we have Steve Barry's The Venetian Betrayal. Because Clive Cussler, he's not Stephen King, but he does pretty big ones. Steve Barry's, in there. He's not full-blown chunkster, but I'm counting anything over 500 pages. And this one is 558. That counts. Michael Crichton's State of Fear. Again, I did not do this. And, oh my goodness. A good chunk of this doesn't count because, there is all of this that is appendices and bibliographies and whatnot. But it is still 623 flipping pages. That's a big boy. We've got a twofer. I read this one once, way long time ago, so we're just gonna call that as part of the unread TBR, because I cannot read the sequel and remember what the heck happened. I know I enjoyed it because I only had one and was like, oh, but this is epic fantasy. You know your girl ain't a fantasy girl. I'm an urban fantasy. That is very different, very easy. This is high fantasy. So these take me a while to read, and they're about 600-ish pages. So, yep. I don't know how they put so many pages in such a skinny book. But, yep. Standard of Honor by Jack Whye. Again, I have no idea. I have never read this author before. But that's a big boy. I think this one's over 700. Yeah. This one's dang near 800 pages. I think even by Jenni's standards, this one should count as a bit of a chunkster. I mean, come on now. What do you think? I know you're a fantasy girly, so, you like big books and you cannot lie, but it's almost 800 pages and it's not going to be as easy read like Harry Potter, so that's a big boy. One I definitely will not be finishing this year, as I only read a story a year or a week. But as some of y'all may know, Grimm's Fairy Tales, my Monday story time. And this week's was a very, very long one. I think that was like 14 pages, which for Grimm's Tale is a lot. So we're on like tale 62 out of 252. We got a few years to go before this one comes off. And another big boy. So I'm kind of finishing series, maybe one day. The Bourne Ultimatum. I don't have the Bourne Supremacy, and I think this is the third one, but I know you can watch the movies in pretty much any order, so I'm assuming the books can be read in any order. Though I am kind of struggling with Bourne Identity, so I don't know if I will actually get to this one or if I'm gonna go, oh no. Because they keep, like, talking about stuff in other languages, and that's just not fair. They're having whole conversations and not giving me translation, so that's kind of bugging me. And then there is the honorable mention. Let's see, I should have left this pulled up. That some of y'all that know, y'all will not be surprised at all because, well, it's one of my favorite flippin' authors. James Rollins. Yes. A Dragon of Black Glass. This is the final in his Moonfall trilogy. It is a fantasy, which is weird because I started reading him because, he does these like archaeological action-packed thrillers and the Sigma Force. And it comes in at 608 pages. Yeah. Dang. Somehow they fit that all in only 1 inch, according to the dimensions of this. So, yep, that is the honorable mention. That is a big boy book. I didn't have my tape measure, so we're gonna roughly average these at about 1.5 inch for prompt 2. Prompt 3, do you think you can read them all? No. We already know. At least one of these will not be getting read this year because that is going to be like another 3 years of a project with my fairy tales. I'm for sure going to finish this one because I'm dang determined. And y'all know I'm going to finish that James Rollins as soon as that comes out in February. I'm going to try the Clive Cussler and Steve Barry just to, like, I've had Steve Barry for a while and he's hit or miss whether or not I like them. The rest are kind of up for debate because I'm also doing a buddy read of Anne Rice with Elaine starting in March. And then thick books get, a little scary. And Anne Rice is skinny, but gets a little deep at times. So we'll see. Prompt 4. How many pages are they? So they average like a little on about 600-ish because the total is 6,448. That's a lot of freaking pages. Especially when 3 of them are fantasy. So, we gonna see. But I make 0 promises. Do you even lift books, bro? One at a time. We ain't trying to lift that whole stack. Let's see. I'll lift it in pieces. We got. Yep. See, that's bigger than my hand. We got those. And I just dropped them. And those. And one that has not arrived yet. It'll be here February like 18th. At least it better be because that's the day that it releases and I want it. So, yeah, that's what's up. And then prompt 6 is tag some people. If you're watching it and you ain't done it, you got a bunch of big books. Plus, I did kind of call out. I don't think Jenni's done this one yet, so Jenni, how big are your books? Which will be, you're gonna be cheating because you're just gonna go wee and lift your Kindle. So, I'm calling you out to read 10 books. You can even make them the whole series so you can like knock out a series this time. Because that's what you get for not showing up last night so you can join in on the crazy fun and the shenanigans. So that is my tag. Hopefully y'all enjoy this. Do y'all have some big books? Which one should I start with once I'm finished with, this and waiting on my James Rollins? Let your girl know, because I haven't decided yet. Though I might take a break and, put in something short and easy, because oh my goodness. And I will see you soon. Bye. Happy reading.